Hello and welcome to the Scatterable channel, and today let me show you why you should care about this pre-built computer, exactly this one, if you're looking for something different. When it comes to pre-built computers, a lot of them view them as boring or pretty much the same, like copy and paste computers that you can build yourself. But this one I'm about to show you guys has something really special and unique in it that makes it stand out from the rest. Plenty of packaging going on this computer here. So far, I gotta give the packaging on this computer a 9 out of 10. Right, so I've been hyping up this computer. If you're still watching the video up until this point, you're probably like, just get on with it. Tell me why I should care about this pre-built, because obviously I might as well go with something DIY. But once we open this up, things should get a little bit more positive. Okay, are we ready? Easy, easy, easy. Oh, yes. This right here is the MAINGEAR MG-1 Silver featuring Intel Arc graphics. MAINGEAR has been a big boy in the pre-built scene for a while, and this is their first good attempt at making an Intel Arc pre-built gaming PC. And I'm really excited to show you guys more about this in the video, talking about why the Intel Arc plus specifications of this make it a really unique pre-built, and what kind of performance, streaming performance, and capabilities are possible with this kind of system versus others that may be similar to it. All right, this is a neat little how to get started guide for the MAINGEAR MG-1 Silver. Oh, this is such nice packaging for a pre-built of this price. Got a little MAINGEAR sticker and got more of that. Oh, got some more cool MAINGEAR accessories here. Power cable, antennas for Wi-Fi, let's go. And finally, a little remote to control all the RGB that you're gonna see in this pre-built computer. And is that it? All right, so I think it's time to talk a little bit more about this pre-built in depth for you guys who just wanna know the full specifications of it. Well, here they are on screen, but the main points of interest are going to be the Intel Arc A750. This is one of the best mid-range graphics cards on the market because it combines a lot of features and performance at a really good price that, in my opinion, is sometimes better than the competition. For instance, this does have 8 gigabytes of VRAM, but it's pretty good. It's got a 256-bit memory bus, which is twice as big as some other graphics cards in its price range. And this has the AV1 encoder and decoder, which is the next generation codec for all game recording, game streaming, and really any video content creation, even on editing software like DaVinci. That is such a step up from what previous generation graphics cards have been able to do for any creative or multimedia applications. So there's a lot of exciting things happening with this graphics card, combined with the rest of this pre-built, it's gonna make it pretty special. So with all that done, let's go ahead, set up this computer, get a monitor, see how it boots up, and hopefully get to gaming and all that really soon. All right, we've got the computer set up, everything's plugged in. It's a pre-built, so it should work. First time, right? Press the power button. Wait. There we go, okay, no more jokes. Oh, there it is. There we are. That is looking kind of good. I like how if this computer were like matte black with RGB, that's how I'd best describe the look. The fans, even the CPU cooler, and the Arc graphics card all have this really clean black look, and then you just have a good amount of RGB accents along the case panel here, the fan, just for this one. Oh, and the cable management is really clean too. Okay, let's go ahead and set it up though. Okay, I was not expecting this, but when I finished setting up Windows, the Intel Arc software is all ready to go on the pre-built, ready for you to install. Let me quickly show you this because it's not that bad. It is really easy. Oh, it is literally already installed. Great, okay. And is it on the latest driver? Ooh, it might not be. Let's go ahead and check for updates. New drivers available. Let's go ahead and hit download. As you guys know, Intel has been receiving a reputation lately of really improving their drivers and increasing the performance of these Intel Arc graphics cards with every update. So of course we gotta do it because that's literally free performance on the table for these Intel Arc graphics cards. All right, express installation, hit yes. I just wanna show you guys this because it really isn't that bad. It's just the same as the competition as far as updating and using the software. There it is. We are on the latest driver now for the Intel Arc software. That is good, but let's go ahead and restart the computer. And you know what? Let's check one thing. This wouldn't be a Scatterbolt video if we didn't at least check the BIOS. Look at that. The XMP profile is already enabled. That is excellent. And to top it off, if we go here to settings, we go to advanced, we go to PCIe subsystem settings, and we have resizable bar enabled. Good. One important thing to note with these Intel Arc GPUs is that you have to have PCI Gen 4.0, aka resizable bar, enabled. That'll allow it to get the full performance out of the Intel Arc graphics card, and it's great to see that the BIOS already has that and XMP for the RAM enabled. And that's really it. So you don't have to do anything in the BIOS with the MAINGEAR MG-1. Let's go ahead and save and reboot. And now with those updated Intel Arc drivers, let's go ahead and get to gaming and show you what this pre-built can really do. So here we are on Forza Horizon 5. And quick note, we are recording and playing at the same time through using the Intel Arc software with that brilliant AV1 encoder, which to get excellent quality, we're just setting it to 20 megabits per second and the file size should be pretty small. So here we are. As you can see for the graphics, if we take a look at them, we've got everything on Ultra, but one additional benefit we have is that we are turning on Intel XeSS, and we have it set to quality, meaning we're gonna get a boost in frame rate, but maintain the same graphical fidelity. Anyways, the frame rate is on the top left of the screen, and if you like what you see, then fantastic, because that is the sort of performance you can get on this game at 1440p. That's right, it isn't 1080p, it's 1440p. And right now we're getting a pretty cool 80 frames per second. Once again, with everything dialed up to the max. I think if we were to change the graphics settings a little bit, if you didn't want to go for, turning everything to the max, you could easily get above 100 frames per second at 1440p on this computer. All right, we're gonna chunk one on the inside. Oh, that's very hot, but we hold it. And I mean, hey, like I said, you don't have to run this game completely maxed out in the graphical department, but if you wanted to, you could. And there you have it. I think that's pretty good. Let me look at the next game. So now you may be asking, why am I, oh, bro, come on. Now you may be asking, why am I playing a game like CSGO on this kind of a pre-built? Of course it's gonna smash it in terms of performance, but it's more to prove a point. It's to show that not only have Intel been improving the performance of their graphics cards through continuous driver updates on not only just modern day games, but also bettering the support for older DirectX platforms like DirectX 9, so you can better run games like CSGO on the Intel Arc A750 with ease. Anyways, the Intel Arc A750, unlike at launch, is running this game at a really high frame rate, so high, I don't even bother to show you. Well, actually, it's more like you can't show right now in CSGO because of the way the overlay system works in this game. But take my word for it, it's running ridiculously smooth, and it's an older game on DirectX 9. And yeah, I think with that, let's move on to the final game. Right after we get a nice headshot. Now we're done. Now, what is a game that could really tax the performance of the MAINGEAR MG-1 Silver? Well, I think Ghostwire Tokyo would be a good example of that. And right now at 1440p with I'd say the graphics being about high to ultra, we're getting about 60 frames per second at 1440p, which is pretty good. But I'm cheesing you guys because there's one more thing I want to show you. So that was 60 FPS without any upscaling. And let me go ahead and turn that on. Intel XeSS, let's put it to balanced. So it's gonna maintain the same graphical fidelity, but increase the frame rate. And now, casually getting about 100 frames per second. Nothing big. You know what? Let's try one more thing though. I could say all I want because the game looks great, but you guys clearly saw it in the menu, and I did too. And that is this little thing called ray tracing. All right, this is Ghostwire Tokyo with ray tracing turned on, and not just like low settings ray tracing. No. If you're gonna do ray tracing, you gotta go all the way. That's why we have all of these sliders for the ray tracing options turned up to the max. And we're getting just above 60 frames per second. Once again, if you're gonna do ray tracing on a system like this, you probably don't care too much about frame rate, because ray tracing does take a pretty big hit on your frame rate in exchange for extreme graphical fidelity and those really awesome reflections and shadows. So to think this is possible with an Intel Arc A750 in this pre-built, it's showing up for sure. Wait. Hold up. Don't click off the video yet. I need to show you guys one more thing that is really cool. So if you were curious, yet again, I recorded and played on all those games you just saw in the gameplay section, but I was using the Intel Arc software with the AV1 Codec. And if you're at all curious as to what the total file size came up to, well, within recording 4 games 5 separate times at 15 minutes worth of footage with only a 20 megabit per second bit rate, that footage you just saw only took up 1.65 gigabytes of space on this computer. And that, again, is how brilliant that AV1 codec is. You can achieve really excellent video quality from your recordings without having to set the bitrate to sky high, like 50 megabits per second or above. You can really just keep it at 20 and you'll be fine. And this same sort of efficiency can be found for streaming, because you can also use that AV1 codec for OBS on platforms like YouTube Gaming and achieve excellent streaming quality while not having to really tax your internet with a high internet bandwidth. And don't forget that not only just applies to gamers and content creators, but even for video editors like in programs like DaVinci Resolve that can utilize that AV1 codec through hardware acceleration in your editing timeline, or even if you're exporting a file in AV1, that can take up an even smaller file size while retaining excellent build quality, and therefore uploading it to websites like YouTube won't take as long as, say, something that's H.265, which could be a much bigger file size. So it's always a good sign to see now that Intel Arc is making their way into pre-built systems, because at the end of the day, they are great graphics cards. And I mean, once again, the specifications you're getting for the dollar are, in my opinion, better than that of the competition at this graphics card's selling price. So I really think you should consider the MAINGEAR MG-1, and if that is the case, then be sure to click the link at the top of the description below if you want to learn more or potentially even purchase one of these pre-built systems yourself. And once again, thank you to Intel for sending out this system along with that Intel Arc A750 inside of it. If you enjoyed this kind of video, then you probably want to like it, because you've made it until this point in the video. And if you enjoy my style of commentary and this sort of pace of videos, then there's going to be a lot more like it. Therefore, you should probably consider subscribing. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and this is the Scattervolt channel signing out.